Boom, what's up, y'all? Hopefully you, your family and friends are happy and healthy today. So I'm out at the basketball court. I'd like coming out here in the mornings, getting some quick cardio in, some good stretching, some body weight squats, and shoot hoops for about 35 to 40 minutes. Then I ninja flip back over to the homeless shelter and get a smoothie on or a juice on. So I just wanted to come in here and rap with y'all for a little bit. I got EBT, which is food stamps. And so I get $194 every single month. And it comes on a little card that's like a debit card that says EBT on it. And I'm super thankful for it. I think it was 2 days ago, because I was over here and this homeless kid from Indiana and his girlfriend were homeless, and I rapped with them and I tried to help them out. And I went back to my homeless shelter and got some bananas and some chocolate, and I came back and they weren't here. And he was talking about going to Walmart, so I drove over to Walmart to gift him this, the food that I had for him. And I couldn't find him there either. So I was like, well, this is a good time to try my EBT card. So so every month, it's like on the 28th of the month before or the 1st of every month, it automatically gets direct deposited into my account. And it's food stamps, EBT, I think it's SNAP as well. So I'm like, this is the perfect time to get some food, because you cannot buy non-perishable things. Like you can't buy like towels, or you can't buy cleaning supplies. It has to be food, and you can't do hot foods either. So, and I haven't used them before, so I'm like, and I took my time. This was at a super Walmart. I took my time. I went down every aisle, and I typically don't shop for food at super Walmart because I really haven't had the money. So I went there. I had frozen strawberries, organic frozen blueberries. I got some Texas Pete, some hot sauce. I got some jalapenos. I got just a whole bunch of the healthiest stuff that I could at Walmart. And so I went to self-checkout. I didn't have the gloves on, but I had the wipey wipes, the disinfectants. And so I wasn't touching anything. And it took me like a good hour to get, I think it was like $85 worth of EBT stuff. And I had to, self-check it out, and you had to put your bags there. So it was quite the journey. And so I go up there and I ninja flip my EBT card out, and I'm like, hiya! Put my PIN code in. It is like, wrong PIN, error. I'm like, oh my gosh. I took all this time. First, I wasn't even gonna go there, but I had this food for the homeless guy. He wasn't there. So it was like a 2.5 hour process. So I'm like, well, wait a second. Let me swipe it again. Hiya! Do my PIN number, and it says error, and it's not saying insufficient funds, it's not saying incorrect error, it's just saying like this error in this code. So the manager came up, he's like, here, let me zero this out and take you to the manager register. So I'm like, okay, cool. So I had to take all my stuff, ninja flip it into the car, go over there, and then he's like being kind of loud. He's like, well, that EBT card. So it's like, and back in the day, I would have been embarrassed, dude, don't tell anybody I'm on food stamps, because there's a lot of people in line. It's like, that EBT card, normally will tell you if it's a balance issue, if it's a PIN number, but this is just, like a system-wide, thing. So I just want to tell you that story because I'm so thankful that I have EBT, and I know now that they passed the $2 trillion thing that, the Commander-in-Chief signed yesterday. I believe SNAP is going to get an increase. And so the 1st is coming up. So when I signed up at the homeless shelter, I think 2 months ago, I did it mid-month. So I was awarded $74. And then on the 1st, it was $194. And then, so I have a $274 balance, and then I'm going to get paid another $194. So I'm going to have $400 balance worth of food. And, on top of my, veterans pension that I get now too. So that is that's plenty enough for me. And a lot of people will say, why should we give free handouts like that? Look, $194 is plenty of food for me, but if you have a family of 2, a family of 3, a family of 4, I know it increases, but if you're not educated in proper diet or meal prepping, that you could go through that very, very quick. Buying, unhealthy food, at Walmart or Publix or whatever. So that's plenty of food for me, and I'm very, very thankful. So anyways, I went to the EBT website, which is very kind of a rigmarole, and then I changed my PIN, which was the same PIN that I thought I had, And then I went back and used it at a small neighborhood Walmart, and I got a few items, just like 2 or 3 items, just to test it, because I didn't want to go that whole thing, and it worked. So I'm very thankful for that I have that. And with my VA pension that I have for the rest of my life, and it could possibly go up to $3,300 once I'm done in September at the VA Bay Pines medical thing after my EMDR or EMR, EDR. I always forget the type of therapy. It's the PTSD and some other trauma and some other. I was just in a really bad environment on the JFK 67 in the North Arabian Sea. Very dangerous situations and stuff that I never talked about. And they have all these things for the VA where if you're here, you get this, you get this. So I get $1,145 every month. That's probably going to be $3,300, and that's for the rest of my life. But so I get $1,100 and like 197. So that's like $1,400 right now, and it probably is going to be like $4,200 in September. So that's plenty of money for me. So what I'm thinking is, you know, once I get that $3,300 increase, I can donate that SNAP benefits to other homeless people, or maybe I'll use it. I'm not really sure, but I'm thankful that I have it, and I'm not embarrassed about having EBT or SNAP or food stamps. I think EBT is cooler than food stamps, or I think food stamps is even more retro. It's more like 80s and 90s. But it's just I wouldn't want a food stamp. You know, lick your fingers and give them a stamp or whatever. So it's cool that it's in debit card format. So if you have EBT, don't be embarrassed about it. Again, taxpayer, it's your money. If you pay taxes, it's your money. These initiatives, all of these resources, it's our money. And that's why all the disruption that's going on right now, people have to understand that they're not hand-me-outs. It's your money. If you pay taxes, it's your money. You know, the government makes us hire people to account of our money so we can pay them money, but we don't require the government to give us a ledger. Well, I paid $1,400 in taxes. Where did every cent of my $1,400 go? They don't do that. You know what I mean? A lot of times they buy missiles and warmongering and you know, the military industrial complex and raid all these resources and third world countries and all this stuff. So it's just, don't feel ashamed if you get a hand-me-out, because it's your money. You know what I mean? And I as you guys are seeing this $1,200, that's basically universal basic income, and they could do it at the snap of the fingers in time of, you know, need. I truly believe in less than 24 months, every human being is going to get a check for the rest of their lives. Let's see if those people say, you know, criticize that. You know, it's time where, you know, all of this shift that's happening, we don't need these big buildings to go to work to anymore. We don't need these big conference rooms to go to work to anymore. A lot less gets done, actually. You got to commute, you got to have lunch, you got to pay for gas. You know, we can commute and we can educate and we can help humanity via, you know, telecommunicating like this. And so you're going to see right now a dynamic shift in the total workforce of the world. And so I really think every human being is going to get, you know, Andrew Yang wants $1,000. I think every human being is probably going to get $2,000 a month for the rest of their life. And that's not, you know, all the other stuff. That's not all the other EBT, any of that other stuff. So that gives people a time to take a breath, to go shoot hoops, to go to the park with their children, to help their children with education, to help children with their homework, to help themselves, their body, their mind, spirit to heal and to get healthy and hang out in the sun rather than all of this stress. So get used to having a paycheck, and don't be ashamed of it, because it's going to be the future. It really is going to be the future. Another thing, today I'm going to go see, because I've been approved for up to $1,500 for the rest of my life, and I'm not ashamed of it. It's HUD-VASH for veterans, Navy combat vet, and it's for honorable discharge. And so I get $1,500, and I'm going to go look at a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 1 garage. It's got a backyard, doesn't have a pool, and it's only about a mile from the homeless shelter, because homelessness is a passion of mine forever. I love the garden. I love Bree here. I want to volunteer not able to this homeless shelter, but many other homeless shelters. I want to ninja flip and create Roots of Hope, where I can help the homeless. That's been, you know, a dream of mine for the last 7 years, but it's kind of manifested in different things. And so I'm going to go look at that at 11 o'clock. who knows? But like the crazy things, the DMV is closed, the housing office is closed, and so if I find this, and I like it, I can have the landlord sign off, but I have to wait for the bureaucracy because everything is shut down. So if I get that, that'll be a huge plus for me, because I could sign a year lease, 3 bedrooms, I can have a garage, I can start working on my van, I could start, doing the things that I like to do, especially engaging with you all here. And it will be my first place of my own since North Dakota, which has been 3 years. I really haven't had any privacy. And if you're a creative person, I believe we're all creative, you need space. You need a creative space. You need a healthy space. Where if you have an idea in your head or in your heart, you can ninja flip into that environment and just get it out. And I haven't had that. I've learned a lot over the last 3 years, 2 years. I've had to struggle a lot. I've had to intentionally trip myself up sometimes. I've had to intentionally self-sabotage myself, because I love to fail, because whatever I'm going to serve the world, whatever I'm going to serve to humanity, whatever I'm going to give back to, I have to be it from my personal experience. I can't reiterate what I read in a book or saw on a YouTube channel or what somebody told me. I have to go through those experiences. Yeah, it might make my growth, stunt my growth a little bit. It might stunt my growth a little bit, but I'm gonna live to 169, because I'm gonna levitate, meditate, piss glitter, and smell like peaches. So I like to fail. I've done a lot of things in this world, and I haven't had a lot of help, because I've had to teach myself. I have had a lot of learning disabilities, like dyslexic. You can say ADD, whatever, learning disabilities. I failed first grade, got kicked out of high school, all of this stuff. And so I've had to learn certain communication skills, certain techniques, certain things that I can build, become a golf pro, or become, a social media expert, or anything like that, a business person. So now that I am just going to serve humanity, I want to experience, homelessness. What is the struggles of, the brown and black people? What are the struggles of, gay people that are homeless? What are the struggles of vets that come home, that deal with mental illness, that deal with alcoholism, which deal with substance abuse? I want to experience that. I've personally have experienced that, for my whole life, through 2 divorces, being addicted to women, being addicted to pills, being addicted to gambling. I've experienced that, but I have to experience it through other people's lenses as well. Because if I'm going to be of service of humanity and not expect anything in return, especially money, I don't care what it is that I do. If I have the love, the compassion, the skill set, I'm going to gift that for free, and not say, here's an invoice for $3,200. I'm going to do this for a month and you have to pay me. No, I'm not doing that anymore. And so I have to be on the ground, per se, and listen to everybody, and visualize, and just kind of just scope everything that's going on. So then when I am ready, and I have worked really, really hard, sacrificed a lot to be homeless and to be in my situation. And so I want to be ready. So when I have the basic necessities, which I believe everybody should have, it's called EBT, okay. It's called HUD-VASH, okay. It's called a VA pension, okay. Let's just call it a humanity package, where the U.S. government, if you have a heartbeat, if you're a U.S. citizen, we all get, $2,200 a month for the rest of our life. That's not a hand-me-out. You're still paying state taxes. You're still paying federal taxes. It's just ridiculous. We need to eradicate homelessness. There's so much things that the government should do, and is probably going to do, and this world is going to change so fast. And I want to be on the ground. I want to be ready for it, so I can be a part of these new concepts where you do things out of love. You do things out of good spirited, you don't have to have a side hustle. You don't have to always think about, capitalism. You don't always have to think about money. You can just be of service to help strangers, homeless people, whoever you want to help out, whoever you want to be kind to, you should be able to be kind to. And everybody should have their own basic necessities, where you don't have to lie, cheat, steal, manipulate, you know what I'm saying? And so these things that are called hand-me-outs, like EBT and all that stuff, I'm proud of it. I'm proud of having these resources. If we're taxpayers, it's our money. It's our money anyways. So that's what I wanted to talk about today. I'm gonna go shoot some hoops, go do some cardio, fingers crossed. I'm not 100% stoked about this house. I've seen some other houses, especially in St. Pete and Dunedin, but I'll basically take anything I can. And if it, you know, if it has running water, if it has electricity, you know, a garage is a plus for my van, an extra bedroom is a plus. You know, all of it is a plus. Just basic necessities is what I believe we all need. You know, as humans, we deserve that. Even if you have a shady past, if you're willing to help yourself, if you're willing to, you know, heal and to be of service, I think all of our human needs should be met. Our basic needs, human rights, they should be met. And so I'm not picky. I'm just extremely thankful. So I'm gonna go shoot some hoops. Don't be ashamed if you have any hand-me-outs. And if you haven't joined my group, Ridiculously Rawthentic, Ninja Flip over there right now. Tell your story and have a wonderful, sexy Saturday. I love you all. Keep it raw. Stay rad. Whoa!